Hi, I'm Sam from Rigby MG in Erdington. I recently attended the MG3 launch event at Gaydon last week, and we reached out to some of you guys in the MG and MG3 community just surrounding any questions that you might have about this fantastic car, as we know that some of the information is slightly limited on the internet. So hopefully I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability today. The car is available on the Affinity scheme. Just as a little reminder, in order to qualify for that, you effectively need to be working for the government, so police, fire service, teacher, NHS, that kind of thing, and you can get yourself a nice juicy discount. The honest answer to this one is I'm not entirely certain, but if I had to make a best guess, it'd probably be based on historic sales of the previous MG3. And from personal experience, yellow probably wasn't the most popular colour out there, although I know a few of you absolutely love that colour. It might be one of those things where potentially you have to go and get your car wrapped or something if you really want it in the yellow. So with regards to the drive mode options, there are 3 selectable drive mode options, which are simply Eco, Normal and Sport. If you've read up about the MG3, you'll also realise that there are 5 sort of sub-drive modes to that. So the car works off a 1.5 petrol engine as well as a 1.83 kilowatt nickel cobalt manganese battery. And they have the ability either to simply run off the petrol engine. It can also, the petrol engine can charge the motor, which charges the battery, and then the battery will just run the wheels. The petrol engine and the electric motor can run together. So there's 5 different ways in which that can happen. There's no way that you can actually physically select that from the drive of the car, but from personal experience in driving that car, what I will say is that the car normally will start in full EV mode, and you can get up to about 42-ish miles per hour is what I found driving in full EV mode, but the car will learn how you drive and then adapt as best possible to your driving style to get the best sort of miles per gallon consumption that you can possibly get out of it. So unfortunately, I've only seen this car for one day, and it was quite a hectic day. A lot of in and out of sort of some little training sessions just to learn about different bits and pieces, some experience driving the car. Unfortunately, I forgot my tape measure. And it wasn't one of those things that I sort of measured, but what I can say is that the front driver's seat has 6 different adjustments on the seat. So with regards to adjusting the height and obviously for getting comfortable in that driving position, it's probably the most adjustments that we've ever had on a driver's seat, if I'm honest. So you should be able to find that you get yourself nice and comfortable quite easily in that car. So as of today, the 23rd of April. At the moment, we still haven't had our showroom car. After checking the system, I can see that it is scheduled for delivery to us absolutely any day now. That's been the case since the 19th, so sort of last Friday. I think it was finally released from port to go into some dealerships. So some lucky dealerships may have the car, but we don't as of yet, but we are really, really excited to get it in here. So insurance grouping wise, again, I'm not 100% certain as to what insurance group that car lands in at this moment in time. What I will say is obviously it's a very, very similar car to sort of Toyota Yaris, that sort of thing. So I'd expect it to be similar to that, but obviously insurance is something that's very, very personal to yourself as an individual looking to insure a car. It'll come down to more than just the insurance group, where you live, how many years driving experience you've had, history, all that sort of thing. So it's always best to get an insurance quote anyway, regardless of what insurance group it is. I wouldn't just write it off if you think it's slightly too high. It's always worth investigating. So again, not 1,000,000% certain, but we were given some information on the training day that was I think it was last week. So officially the car hadn't been what's called type approved and homologated for the UK market, and I believe that it had for Europe. So that's all about miles per gallon, official CO2s, bits and pieces like that. So I'd say it's probably very difficult for them to put a brochure together without that information, as people are going to want that first. So I believe that has happened now. So a brochure should be imminent, I believe, to come to the UK. So Dynamic Red is a tri-coat colour. It's £695 on top of the base price. We also have a range of metallic colours which are £545, and the standard non-chargeable colour will be the Arctic White. So if you are buying a brand new MG3 Hybrid Plus, yes, the first year's road tax will be included. And just as a reminder, if you're looking at an SE, that is £18,495 on the road, including your first year's road tax, plus any paint options that you go for. And the Trophy is £20,495 plus any paint options that you go for. So this was a question that I I asked myself on the day to one of the trainers as well, because I thought that was probably a little bit strange, a little bit odd. They did say to me that the cars that they had, I think, were sort of pre-production prototype-ish models, and that hopefully they were getting that changed to a 60-40 split, as I agree with who asked this question. Obviously, it's far more practical to have that split than just a full folding bench, so hopefully we will see that change when the cars actually make it to the showrooms. So again, I'm not privy to that sort of information. What they did say is that they are already exploring different options with that car, and I believe because of the chemical makeup of the battery, that nickel, cobalt, manganese, might be the other way around, what they've been able to do effectively is make that battery quite small but the capacity higher than normal. So in comparison to that, you've got the Toyota Yaris, which is going to be one of these cars' major competitors. The battery on that is only 0.7 kilowatts, whereas this is obviously 1.83. There is room underneath the car to put another battery and maybe even another motor. Obviously the motor is quite a high power as well, so I don't think it would be terribly difficult if MG decided that they wanted to go down the X-Power route, and I think it'd be a really exciting car if they did decide to do so, so fingers crossed they do. So this is one of the things that I think some people had to say. I mean, personally myself, I don't think that in person the alloy wheel is a bad size at all. I think that as a market overall, the UK, we seem to be obsessed with alloy wheels and the size of our alloy wheels. So I think it is something that MG are potentially conscious of, and I do believe that you may see a change to that, maybe between the SE and the Trophy, but there's no official word as of yet. Okay, so again, the car hadn't been officially homologated when we did our training, but from driving the car and on the onboard computer, most of the people that were driving the cars got anywhere from sort of 58 miles to the gallon to just over 60, sort of 61. Personally, I returned around 60.5 miles to the gallon, which is absolutely incredible when you consider that obviously the previous version was probably around mid-30s, so massive improvement. So that will all really depend on various things. If you're looking at a PCP, depends on how many miles a year, how much deposit you're doing, what spec that you go for, the colour, all those sorts of things. We do currently have a few offers on our website, so you can get a SE with £279 deposit for £279 a month on a 4-year PCP, and for the Trophy it's £299,299. So if you are interested in either of those offers, if you check out paulrigbygroup.co.uk, go onto the new car section, MG3, all the details about how many miles a year that's based on, everything is all there for you to see. So quite unbelievably, I thought, apparently it's 15 miles on full electric, which for a 1.83 kilowatt battery is absolutely mega, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll be excited to see if that is true and just how many miles you can get out of it. But again, there is no way of driving in fully EV mode. It just depends on what sort of roads that you're on and speeds that you're traveling at. So whether you'd be able to do that in one continuous journey or not is yet to be seen, really. So 0 to 60 time is 8 seconds, which for the car that's in its class and against its competitors is much quicker. What we were really impressed with is sort of that, 40 to 70 miles an hour. The pickup's really good at that point as well, and again, it does that much quicker than its competitor cars as well, so you can be really confident if you do need to overtake that you're going to be able to do that safely and quite quickly. So the boot size is exactly 1 litre larger than the old MG3, which was 292 litres, so this is 293 litres. You've got plenty of space in there for a couple of suitcases, maybe even a small dog if you remove the parcel shelf. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully I've answered your questions to the best of my ability and you've got a little bit more knowledge about the MG3. If you do have any more questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, call us up at either our showrooms in Erdington or Redditch. and hopefully we'll see you soon in our showrooms to test drive one of these cars when it finally arrives with us. Thank you very much.